Group support video for SSP5105 group report competitor section. In terms of this section, really what I'm looking to get out of it is that you've got a clear understanding of who our competitors may be for this new service idea. And I would like you to introduce the section by outlining what type of competitive analysis model you are using. I'm going to suggest that you consider Porter's 5 forces. Now, I'm not looking for an explanation of the model in this section. I'm looking for you to identify that you'll be using a particular model, i.e. Porter, for your analysis framework. And then I want to see you apply that analysis framework in this section. So the introduction should outline that you'll be utilizing an appropriate framework, make sure you have full citation, and then structure this section around that framework. Now, you might identify lots of competitors when you've through your full analysis, but I'd like you to, in this section, specifically identify 2 or 3 in detail and make sure that you identify their background, their strengths and their weaknesses, again citing maybe their company websites or any other reports that you can find through MetHub, MetSearch, and that might be specifically SWOT analyses that you can get from MetSearch. You can put SWOT analysis of different companies and sometimes they pop up. You can also look on some of the database sites that specifically identify companies, including for some of the bigger companies, searches through MetSearch or Mintel. But in this instance, if using Porter's 5 forces, you may use each of the main blue areas as subheadings to identify in a larger table that you've gone through and analysed and identified maybe up to 20 or 30 different organisations that would fit into those categories. However, you've identified 2 or 3 and then you're going to profile those 2 or 3 to assess the real threat. And then I'd like you to consider how much of a threat, and end the section with a sort of concluding statement to say that you are confident or not at the long-term prospects of your service in terms of attracting the customer groups that we've identified. So in summary, this section is really only about you applying and understanding the competitive landscape using an appropriate framework, and then show me evidence or maybe a larger table of the entire analysis that you've done across that framework, and then specifically profiling those 2 or 3 competitors that you think are the biggest threat, and finishing off with a concluding statement.